Okay. So, a friend of mine asked me about my animating workflow. Spoiler alert, I'm not a fantastic animator. I'm not even a fantastic digital artist. This is very rough. Don't think of this really as a tutorial. It's just kind of a showcase for my own workflow. Maybe you can learn some absolute basics. There's a couple things I want you to take away from this video, and it's that animating isn't that hard. I think you're going to be about as good of an animator as you are an artist, right? So if all you can do is draw stick figures, you can animate stick figures. It's not really that big of a deal. Today we're going to be animating the flying animation for my video game character, the Womblord here. I've taken kind of an A pose previous drawing of Womblord, turned it sideways 90 degrees, and the point will be to kind of have him twisting, right? While he flies through the air, eyeball first. And I make a lot of mistakes here. I have to do this whole drawing session with my daughter sleeping on my left arm, so I have like one hand and I'm like freaking out because I know I'm recording myself and it's a giant mess. Here I try to kind of like move things around to do it that way and kind of give up. And I end up doing what I always do, which is just kind of like I look at the previous frame. I draw a frame, and then I just end up kind of willy-nilly just kind of sketching out what I think the next frame would be. And these are not like high frame rate animations either. They're going to be very choppy. I don't even know what it comes down to. I think I end up doing one frame every 140 milliseconds. You'll see at the end. You can see every frame very clearly. So that's not really the point of these animations either. You can always put more frames in between the frames you have to make things smoother. So my process is just to really cut ahead, right? So I start with kind of a facing the camera, sort of straight on angle, and then I increment that by 40 degrees, and then we kind of cut out the end, you'll see. This program I'm using is Sprite. I like Sprite because it's optimized for pixel art, and this is like just above pixel art. Our brush here is just a circular 3 pixel wide brush with no anti-aliasing, nothing on it, no pressure or velocity settings. It gives it just a really flat, hand-drawn with like a ballpoint pen look to me, like a thick ballpoint pen, like a gel pen even. What am I doing here? What am I doing? I just start kind of like going through random. Oh yeah. So here I've finished the line work on the first 4 frames, and I'm deciding like I think that's basically good enough. What I do for the last frame is flip the second frame, and then I just start coloring it in. This game, the player does not have any shading on him right now. I might add shading later. It's very spinny. So yeah, I accidentally put it faster rather than slower here. And that's going to be the basic animation for how we are spinning the character. I think, is this me slowing it down? So here I decide that rather than just the character, we're also going to do like a little Dragon Ball Z energy chakra aura around the character that's kind of going to flicker and move to just signify the character is moving. This canvas has to be this small for the game asset. I think a smart person would have this be a separate object and have a longer tail on the energy blast orb thing, but we can add that later too. This is all, again, very, very simple. I like, a lot of people when they're making a video game will start out just like with blocks instead of even wasting time making game art, and I can't do that. When I'm working on stuff, it has to look like something, and so I spend all this time making game art that I at least enjoy looking at partially. So here I'm trying to, and I'm just kind of eyeballing where these would go each frame. I don't think it turns out super tight or coherent, and I think these in a perfect world would not be the same shape. They would like really like flicker off like licks of fire or something. And then the last thing I'm going over this with is I'm going to do kind of a some just big blocks of shade and highlight, kind of sweeping left across the character to just a little bit more imply movement in just the easiest, simplest way possible. And I end up screwing around a bunch with how to do that best. And again, I'm not really thinking too clearly. My daughter keeps waking up and I have to stop the recording to help her fall asleep again and then go back to the recording. She's a great helper. But I end up, just getting rid of the whole player part for this section. And I think this actually, it just looks really stupid frame by frame, but I think it actually turns out pretty good. And here I will stop the time lapse, and this is basically what we're left with at the end. So I hope that shows you something.